Great morning. Great morning, great morning, great morning. It is I, Brent Harding. Welcome to the Wealth Warrior broadcast. It is March 10th, and I am so ready for you. Who is up and at 'em this morning? Please tell me, are you up? Are you ready to rock and roll? What is going on with you this morning? As we get started, this morning we are talking about wealth. We're talking about our wealth building strategies because guess what? It is, at the end of the day, is it about our wealth? You bet it is. It is very definitely about the money, not only the money that we make, but the money that we hold on to. That's what I'm talking about, is the money that we hold on to. So I'll tell you what, I am inviting you this morning to get on this broadcast, stay on the broadcast, get some phenomenal details, and grow yourself. That's what I'm talking about. And I've got to tell you, am I excited? The answer is yes, I am. I am intrinsically excited to have you with me. So without further ado, again, my name is Brent Harding, and I am the host of the Wealth Warrior broadcast. You know, last week we talked about how we are going to create a debt-free lifestyle. So today we are building on that conversation of creating a debt-free lifestyle. So when you come on the broadcast, let me know that you're here so that I can give a shout out to you. With that being said, I'm going to invite you to do something very powerful. I'm going to invite you to pick up your phone and hit the share button. Hit the share button. You see a share button down at the bottom of your screen. Hit the share button and share the show with somebody, because guess what? This is a gift that you can give to individuals, to bring them on the broadcast and to have them get details that will make their life immeasurably different. It will increase their wealth. That's what we're here for. So with that being said, let me tell you what we're going to be talking about this morning. We're talking about record keeping, tax record keeping. And you're saying, man, that's about as interesting as nuclear fishing. I'll tell you what, at the end of the day, when you see more money coming to you, you will appreciate the tax record keeping. Part of creating a debt-free lifestyle is about your taxes. In fact, quite frankly, it is the number one conversation is about your taxes and getting your taxes deducted, getting your taxes reduced. That's what this is about. So periodically you're going to see me say hello in the broadcast. So guess what? I'm going to say hello right now and shout it out to you. I'm saying hello. Let's get this party started. Want to also share a couple of things with you just to quickly, before we actually get underway. What am I going to be talking about today? I'm talking about, we're going to have 3 segments. I'm going to be talking about record keeping, tax record keeping. I'm going to also be talking about a responsibility that all of us have relative to our taxes. And I am going to be talking about what are economists saying. So I got the broadcast laid out right here. So we're going to get started by saying, good morning. Hello, Nellie. It is a pleasure to have you. Thank you very much. Show you some love. And you know what? You can hit me with some thumbs up. Show me some love back. I appreciate that very, very much. And also remember, share, share, share. Let's not be stingy. This is a time when we can afford to share. So let me get underway with segment 1. I will go from segment 1. Oh, I just saw Sharon Nix. Hi, Sharon. Good morning. I will go from the record keeping, but I just want to give you a few other things. We're going to be doing acknowledgments and shout outs, also some invitations to check some things out. We also will have announcements, and we will do a wrap. So again, before we get started, first things first, please pick up your phone, share the broadcast with somebody. We want to increase the viewership. So we got to share the broadcast with folks, okay? So that is pivotal. Second, I want you to know where the information that I am sharing with you is coming from. It is coming from a toolbox called BrentHarding.myecon.net. That's BrentHarding.myecon.net. In fact, you know what? I'm going to type that in here. BrentHarding.myecon.net. Now, why am I sharing that with you? Because that's the toolbox that all of the information that I'm talking about is coming from. You can literally go up to that toolbox and actually become a member for yourself and get access to all of the videos that this content is coming from. With that being said, we're talking about tax record keeping. So let's talk about it. One of the major ways that we can increase the amount of money that we will get in a tax return, we're going to be talking about income shifting. So I want you to keep that in mind. That's going to be happening. We're going to get deep into that next week. But I want to get us acclimated right now to record keeping, because we get these receipts, they're everywhere. We need to put them in a location that will benefit us. Now, why is tax record keeping so important? Well, here's the reason why it's important. And in fact, we have something called the income shifting membership, which is on the website BrentHarding.myecon.net, which I like to refer to as my personal toolbox. And there's something called a cash flow manager, which allows you to save the receipts. It allows you to take pictures of them, and it allows you to get reports about where your expenses are at. So whether you are a home-based business or whether you are utilizing this just for your expenses, it is important to keep track of your expenses. So let's say you're dealing with your home expenses. You know, believe it or not, there are many deductions, even as the general public, even if you do not own a business, although you get a lot of benefit when you have membership. You know, when you actually have your own membership, as in the toolbox, My Econ, when you actually have that vicariously, you actually own a business. You do not have to run or operate it. However, you get the benefit of having a business. So what is the record keeping about? You have expenses that you run every single day. And some of those expenses, for example, you have over-the-counter products that you buy when you're not well. You have vitamins that you purchase. Some of those can be deductions just for the general public. They can fall under your medical. Now, you have to work with, I am not a tax professional, so I want to be very clear. I'm not a tax consultant, tax professional. I have not gone to school for this. I have learned a great deal as a result of being an entrepreneur. I've learned a great deal as a result of what I am getting from BrentHarding.myecon.net. You have the ability to get that too. So again, tax record keeping is critical. And the reason that it's critical is because we're not necessarily well versed on all of the tax deductions that we could possibly take out. We bring this information to a tax professional, a tax preparer, who is able to utilize that and can give suggestions or figure out where you can get the deductions on your tax return. In fact, in this website, under the cash flow manager, which is where you find it at, it even gives suggestions on where you can place that information, what kind of expense that will be. It gives you a whole host, whether, again, you are a home-based business, whether you are just using this for your home expenses, no matter what category you're in, because it's going to ask you, do you want to have an account for home expenses, or do you want to have an account for something else? You pick out home expenses, and it's giving you an idea of what you can utilize this for. And to me, that is amazing, because the very first thing we hear about, in fact, remember that there was we had a tax bill passed by Congress. Now, I'm not going to argue whether it was good or bad or anything of that nature, but here's the point. What was something that they wanted to get through? What was something that was important? What is something that's important to wealth? It is controlling your taxes. And so that's why the emphasis, you want to create a debt-free life, you got to get control of the money. Part of getting control of the money is your taxes. So again, you want to increase your revenue. There are ways that we're going to talk about, strategies that we're going to talk about. One is going to be income shifting. I'm going to talk about that next week, but I want to get you acclimated to keeping track of where's your money going to? Is it going to this cup of coffee right here? I'm going to have a sip, by the way. And it's good. Is your money going? How much money do you actually spend on coffee every morning? You know, if you were to if you were to get your membership, you open up you take a shot, you take a picture of the receipt, and at the end of the week, you get a report. And you look at that report, and I promise you, you are going to be stunned when you categorize where you're spending your money. For those of us that are using it for our home expenses, for our budget, you know what starts to happen? Is you start to go, you know what? I can make this coffee at home because I can use that extra money to pay down debt. I can use it to invest because we have that up on that site as well. And so I am encouraging you to understand that. I want to give a shout out and a good morning to Chantel Bethea. Hey, ma'am, I'm going to be in the Worcester area soon and want to connect with you. Lots of good stuff going on, and I want to hear what's happening with you. And I want to acknowledge that you had a death in the family, and I hope that the family is repairing itself from that. So I want to acknowledge that to you. You put it out there, and we want you to know our hearts and prayers are certainly with you, Miss Bethea. That being said, let me come on back. Tracking expenses, filing those, getting used to organizing and filing. You have a file name for the things that you want to track. You might want to track the expenses that you have with the children, and you might want to put those in a specific category. You might want to track what you're doing, what you expense on work. Let's say you're a teacher. You know, teachers expense, and by the way, I give a shout out to every teacher. You all have an awesome job. And I am grateful that you are willing to be in the industry of teaching. And so again, you have expenses that you have the possibility of deducting. If you do not have those listed, you're not going to know. If you don't have those filed, if you can't get those receipts, you're not going to know whether or not you can utilize that. Every receipt counts. Every receipt counts until it's time to throw them away. You get reports, so you're able to physically see, not only see it, share it with the family. You can print those reports out and say, listen, this is what we're doing. This is what's happening. And for most of us who have mobile phones, it is important to take the snapshot, categorize it quickly while you're remembering it, while you're right there, categorize it quickly, and then look at those reports. It will help you to figure out where you can save money. It will help you with your budget. Tax record keeping is such an important part that people miss out on. They throw those receipts. Keep every single receipt, whether you are in business or not, because again, when you have a membership in the My Econ system, when you go up, you've got put the picture right up there for you, put the website right up there. Click that, take a scroll through it and see what's going on. When you become a member vicariously, guess what? You actually own a business. Even if you're not utilizing it, it gives you the power of the deduction. And tax record keeping is a powerful deduction that, by the way, the federal government actually allows us to have, and many of us are not taking advantage of it. We're leaving money on the table. We are leaving money on the table, and it's wrong because we're passing things on to our next generation. We need to teach our children. Get them at the table. I'm telling you, I'm taking my nephews during April and also during the summertime internships, and sitting down with them and saying, this is what we need to do so that it continues generation after generation, because this is about wealth building. And throughout the year, I'm going to open up some wealth building that I am doing. Have you heard of cryptocurrency? We're going to be talking about that. I got stuff for you. So with that being said, I want to give some acknowledgments and shout outs. Nelly Rosario, guess what? You are the early riser. Yes, you are the first person on early riser. Congratulations goes out to Miss Nelly Rosario. So good morning to you, my dear. Shout out to Chantel Bethea. Appreciate her being on. Shout out to Sharon Nix. Great morning, great morning. Y'all need to, you know what? You all need to turn around and say, and put yourselves, say hello, good morning, so that we see you, okay? Put yourself there. And let me just say, good morning. MORNING. 1, 2, 3. Good morning to you. My shout outs are complete. Thank you. Now, why do you hear me continuously saying, why am I continuously saying to go up to brentharding.myecon.net? The reason that I am stressing this is that I want to move you to take action. Move you to take action now, not later. Take action now. Why? Because you still have time to really grab the rest of this year and to make the rest of this year count. And what do I mean by that? You have the opportunity through your membership to have deductions. And when you have those deductions, guess what? You get a chance to be a part, to control those taxes, to control where things are happening at for you. You get a chance to do that. And I want to make sure that happens for you. And so that's why you hear me constantly saying, go up to that site, get your own membership, and start taking the power of your money in your hands. Good morning, Regina Jones-Jenkins. And notice how I said that I am saying it correctly now, Regina Jones-Jenkins. You remember when I used to say it in reverse? I'm not going to say that because I don't want to forget. Okay. With that being said, let's move into segment 2 of the tax receipts and recording your tax receipts. I want to share something that's very powerful, and that is this. Oh, I love the picture. That is this. Our signatures on our tax returns make us responsible. Whatever that person, whoever our practitioner is that's filled in our tax returns, that is fine. Do we look at them? You know, we come in, we sign it, and off it goes. And however, we're not acknowledging that when we sign a tax return, we own it. Whatever is on there, we own whatever is on Schedule A, whatever is on Schedule C, whatever is on Schedule E, whatever is on Schedule N. We own all of it. How many of us actually take time to bring that tax return home and look at all of study it? What is our gross income? What is our adjusted gross income? What were the deductions that tax practitioner utilized? Do we take the prior year? Do we take 2016 and look at all of the deductions that were on 2016 and then compare them to what we're deducting in 2017? When we sign it, we own it. That means we own the audit as well. Now, I'm not looking to frighten you, but I am looking to compel you to take action. Because far too often we're not doing that. We are responsible, because I'll tell you what, when you go into the auditor's office, he or she is going to tell you that you are responsible, that the person that's sitting beside you can help you, but they're going to say, are you grown? Yes. Are you an adult? Yes. Did you sign this? Yeah, I did. Did you read it? I'll tell you what, ignorance is not bliss. It is not an excuse. The fact that the tax preparer signed it, the fact that the tax preparer prepared it is not a defense. So I am imploring you and encouraging you to recognize that when you sign that, you own everything that is in there. And when you own everything, I appreciate that. I love it. Regina said exactly. She speaks from knowledge base. And so when we own it, we're responsible. And when we're responsible, the IRS does not have any they don't have any mercy on things of that nature. How many commercials have you seen recently where the person says, oh, I got this company, and they helped to reduce my taxes, and they helped me through this crisis? What they do not tell you is what it cost you to have that service. And I'm not begrudging it, but the point is, what does it cost you to have that service? Because they're not coming for free. So they've saved you money, but it still costs you. Let's be proactive. Let's get it and let's nip it in the bud right now. Now, next week, I'm giving you a prelude. We're going to be talking about income shifting. And that does require that you take the time to utilize those receipts, to get those receipts. That's important. And I keep stressing and emphasizing this. I stress and emphasize membership so that you have power within your own hands. Yes, you have power within your own hands. So we're talking about the tax receipts, tax record keeping. We're talking about the fact that if you ever interview any wealthy individuals, you read books about wealthy individuals, you hear about wealthy individuals, they have a team around them. However, the smart ones know exactly, just like you know your children, they know each one of those individuals that is in their team that they are in fact paying. It can be, Regina just said, is QuickBooks app a good idea? And I'll tell you what, you are going to get, it depends on what you're looking for. QuickBooks apps is a very good app. However, it's not a deduction for you. And I'm looking for the deductions for you. When you have membership with the MyEcon, that is a tax deduction. And guess what? It has a QuickBooks type of record keeping in there, and you can put it on your phone so your app walks with you. That's why I'm advocating for the internship, for the membership. I'll tell you what, I did a lot of searching to find something that would help us with our wealth. And I got to tell you, it's happening right now. And 2018, mark it, because it is a monumental year. Mark it, put a boom chakalaka on that one. And I know Regina knows what I'm saying when it comes to boom chakalaka. So with that being said, let's take a moment and do announcements. I've got some live announcements that I would like to see you join me at. So March 28th is the Networking and After Party 3. It is the first one of the quarter. It is on Wednesday, March 28th from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. rather. It's going to be at The Point, which is at 147 Hanover Street in Boston, Massachusetts. That's right. Parking is directly across the street at the Boston Public Market, and you can also reach it by train. And I'll tell you what, I'm enjoying the MBTA. Thank you. I get my exercise when I walk down, get on the train, get off at the Haymarket stop, come upstairs, and walk across the street. The networking and after party 3. Bring your business cards if you are a business owner. If you are looking for decision makers because you are seeking career building, you want to be there. Bring the resume, bring the intro, bring yourself. We are going to have a blast of a time. Folks actually did business at our last one, and I know we will be doing it again. Now, that's in the evening. I'm giving you a twofer. You're going to wake up in the morning, and guess what? Brent Harding is speaking at the Dudley Main Street Women Entrepreneurs Breakfast. That will be on Thursday morning, March 29th. That starts at 8 a.m. and it's from 8 to 10. And I have the privilege of being the keynote speaker. I am thrilled and excited. It is part of a dream come true. I get to check that off on my bucket list, speaking at the Dudley Main Streets. It's going to be excellent. Tickets can be acquired on Eventbrite. March 28th. March 29th, and I want you to mark one more, April 18th. April 18th, the networking and after party joins the Women Business Supper Club. I am psyched. Myself and Chiquita Rice are joining forces, and we're having an event at The Point, again, 147 Hanover Street in Boston, Massachusetts. So 3 live events, March 28th, March 29th, and April 18th. April 18th is from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. If you would like, I am putting together a calendar of events that I'm either attending, I know of that people have shared with me. I'm putting together a calendar of events for the remainder of March and through April. If you have an event that you want me to include, then I would like for you to email me at Brent. Let me put that in there at Brent Harding 617 at gmail.com. Oh, I love the fact that I can do this. Send me the information. Oops, I spelled it wrong. I can't believe I spelled my own name wrong. ING at 617. I'm getting it together. I'm doing this live, and you know what happens when you do things live. Sometimes it does not come. Let me check that. Yep, that's right. Let me hit enter. Okay, so disregard the first one. In fact, let me see if I can delete that. Yep, I'm deleting that first one because I do not want you to make a mistake. Send me your event. I will include that in my list of announcements and events. Also, be on the lookout. I have moved this from March to April to give myself more time and you to plan out your calendar and join me for a workshop series. I'll be doing that once a week, a workshop series called I Want My Life Back. No, I want it back better. I'm going to be talking about our lives and what we do to grab hold and get them back better. Because you know what? I've heard many a person say, I want my life back. Well, stop and think about it. What happened that caused your life to be in the condition that it was in or that it is in currently? So we don't want to go back to whatever made us whatever put us in the condition we're in, whatever chaos occurred. We want it back better. We're going to be talking about our lives. We're going to be talking about the psychology of how we get back and get beyond and grow. And so we might have somebody come in and talk that's a professional to talk to us about that kind of activity. Just want you to be aware that is in fact happening. With that being said, let me come into our, I love it, Regina. I'm telling you, I love that. Absolutely. Let me come in and let's move to segment number 3. And that is what are economists saying? Now, before we do that, I want to again invite you to go up to brentharding.myecon.net. Not right now. After the broadcast, BrentHarding.myecon.net. Invite yourself to a membership. And if you want to know where I'm getting my information, where that clarity can be built up, it's happening right there. Because what I do is I'm preparing too. I am continuously in that learning mode, watching those videos over and over and over and taking notes in my journal. So you have the ability to have membership and do that as well. You want more detail about what we discussed today? You know where to get it at. Yes? Okay. I want to talk to you about what economists are saying. It fits into the second segment, which is about your signature. Economists are encouraging us when we're doing our taxes. They are strongly encouraging us to be responsible for ourselves and to know what deductions we are actually we're taking. And so what this book does that I'm going to introduce you to is it gives you definitions. And that's what I really appreciated, is that it breaks it down. So whatever it is that you are interested in finding out details, or why you would want that deduction, or how that deduction can actually occur, you'll get an explanation. I have not ever seen a book that I've enjoyed more in terms of understanding my taxes. Unbelievable. It breaks it down almost as if it were a dictionary. And it's called 475 Deductions for Businesses and Self-Employed. And when you open up and you have membership, you have the option of those deductions, because now your phone becomes a deduction. You actually become a home-based business vicariously. Why? Because you became a member. You know, it's like being a member of a BJ's, or being a member of a Sam's Club, or being a member of Barnes & Noble, Amazon, whatever, all of those. Now you are a membership of the My Econ community. And the benefit, membership has its benefits. And one of the benefits is you get more taxes, more deductions. I love it. I love it. Oh, Regina, you are live today. She says, I'm taking notes. I appreciate that. Take those notes, my darling. And so you are getting the benefit, but you've got to have the responsibility of knowing what this deduction means. What is this deduction for? Can I deduct clothing? Can that be a uniform for me? You got to read to find out. And so the name of the book again is 475 Tax Deductions for Businesses and Self-Employed. It's by Bernard B. Kameroff, CPA, Bernard B. Kameroff. Would somebody go ahead and put that in the feed for me? 475 Tax Deductions by Bernard B. Kameroff, and that's Kamoroff, and he is a CPA. Now, it's interesting. The IRS Commissioner, Mark Everson, said, if you don't claim it, you don't get it. Too many Americans allow money to go down the drain. Now, this is the commissioner. If you don't claim it, you don't get it. And you know what? That is a fact. And if you don't know that you can claim it, you still don't get it. And so what I am sharing and employing you to do is believe it or not, he is really kind of interesting. You will enjoy what he has to say. He really does have some conversation. And he talks to you as if you're sitting directly in front of him. And so he is answering questions. The question comes up, you're going to find it somewhere in his book. And so economists right now are saying that Americans do not know enough about the power that they have, and the power that they have with respect to taxes is right here. There are, and that's just 475 deductions. Do you know that there are literally approximately 1,400 deductions? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for sharing that. I love you, darling, for putting that in. Regina put that in the feed for us. Kamarov is who you want to be talking to. Now, I wanted to get to you to understand that there are literally 1,400 deductions that we have the power to have, and most of us do not know it. We sign that tax return, we send it off, and we do not realize what we actually have. And we have got the power. So I just want to share that one with you. So let's take a recap of everything that we've talked about today. And we talked about today's segment is about tax record keeping. For the balance of this month, we're going to be talking about taxes. We're going to actually be talking about that for the balance of this month and into the first 2 weeks of April. Why? Because we're still in tax season. It makes a lot of sense. We want to get prepared. Getting prepared is always critical. You know, there is a company in the United States, no exaggeration, that employs 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 400 tax consultants, CPAs, and attorneys, collectively 400. Is that a clue? I certainly hope so. That's why tax record keeping is such an important deal. We talked about our responsibilities in terms of, and let me go back just a moment. We talked about the responsibility of tax and record keeping from our perspective, in that it actually has the ability to put more money in our pocket if we understand how the deductions work. You have that piece of paper, you have that receipt, because let's face it, we're still in a society that keeps paper. If you do not have the paper, you've taken a picture of it and you can always print it off, but you can't do what you don't have. And so we actually have a cash flow manager within the MyEcon system that you can track all of that information, because you've got to track it, and it prints out a report. It shows you where your money is. Where are you spending your money? How many coffees? How much do we spend each week for coffee? Whether it's at Starbucks, McDonald's, whatever the case may be. If we have one cup, how many cups of coffee do you have a day? If you're not getting it at no charge, how many do you have a day? Do you know at one point I used to drink 17 cups of coffee a day? 17. Now, 13 of them I had at work. 4 of them I bought. 4 times 5, 20 cups of coffee. At a minimum, that's $20. $20 that went over there that could have stayed in my pocket, could have stayed in your pocket. That's why. And a lot of times we do not realize where that money goes. I'll tell you what, if we took $100, put it in our wallet, took our ATM cards, took our credit cards, and shelved them for the week, Monday through Friday, how much money would you have left at the end of the week? Because first of all, if you started off with a $100 bill, you'd be like, I don't want to break it. It looks so pretty in my wallet. Yeah, it does. And we finally break it. And then how quickly does that money fly away? Track it. See where you spent it. That's powerful. That is phenomenally powerful. Mobile, or whether you use your computer, tax record keeping should be a part of our lifestyle. It will help us to live a debt-free lifestyle. We did some acknowledgments. Nelly Rosario, I gotta hit you up again. Yay! She was our early riser. We also gave a good morning to Chantel Bethea. Good morning to Regina Jones-Jenkins. Good morning to Sharon Nix. If I missed you, I apologize. Please make sure you say something in the feed so that I will acknowledge you going forward. I talked about why I am stressing this particular membership, to the point where you said, Brent, I think I've heard it at least 10 times. And yes, you are, until you do it. You are, till you take action, because it is all about our action. I will acknowledge those that become members. I will welcome you on the broadcast and say, we have a new member. So each week I'm going to acknowledge members. So you are going to get double shout outs. We went from there to our signature. And we said, what happens? What happens when we sign? Oh, thank you. I'm telling you, Regina is in the feed for me. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Ambassador for today. Yes. We talked about why our signature is so important. It's because we own everything. When we sign it, we own it. And ignorance is not a defense. I didn't know my tax consultant signed it. My tax consultant prepared it. It is not a defense. And I'm sharing that with you because we have seen people end up in audits because they signed something and they didn't know about that deduction. Let's face it, on the news right now, are we not hearing about people that are saying they didn't know? And what are you hearing attorneys say? You had to know something. You signed it. You signed it with a pseudo. You still signed it. So the evidence, we want to be in a position where we are making money because we're saving money. We're making money because we're not giving it out to somebody else. And we're putting it into various wealth building mechanisms. 2018 is the year of wealth building. And I tell you what, I've got some offline conversation for you that is amazing about wealth building. That being said, we move from there into the announcements. And I've got a lot of live events going on that I welcome you to attend. Starting on March 28th is the Networking and After Party 3 is happening on March 28th. It is going to be at the Point, 147 Hanover Street in Boston, Massachusetts, 6:30 to 9 p.m. You want to bring yourself, bring business cards, bring intros, because it's going to be a blast. March 29th, wake up the next morning and come to Dudley Main Streets. Woo, you're going to be like, whoa, and I got to be up? Yes, be up, because Dudley Main Streets is going to be outstanding. They're going to have breakfast. It's going to be phenomenal. It starts at 8 a.m. from 8 to 10. It is going to be networking again. We're going to be talking about what is networking? How do we network? Why should we network? What networks can do for us? Networks, I will tell you, open up doors. When somebody can make a phone call and make an introduction for you, that is extraordinary. And it's going to be happening. The 28th, 6:30 to 8. 6:30 to 9, the next morning, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then April, giving you an opening to April, we are going to have networking and after party joins the Women Business Supper Club. We're going to be doing that at the Point again, and that will be in the evening, 6:30 to 9. Tickets will be up on Eventbrite this afternoon. In fact, all of our tickets are on Eventbrite. Shared with you on the lookout that I will be doing a workshop series in April, starting the first week in April, and it's going to be about our lives. It's going to be getting your life back better. So if you've had some sort of calamity, if you've had some sort of fall, you need some focus, you need some direction, you want to be around people that have had that experience, that you can get nuggets from them, I'm going to be doing a workshop series, and it's just for you. Lastly, we talked about what are economists saying. And economists are saying that we need, as the greater public, we need to claim it in order to get it. We're leaving too much money on the table with our taxes. We give our federal government the entire year to utilize our money tax-free, interest-free. We're giving it to them. They get the whole year. They get the whole year to use our money and to lend it to us. And we pay interest on the money that we actually let them have. And we let them have because we didn't income shift. And that leads me into next week's topic of conversation. I'm going to be discussing income shifting, because income shifting is a part of living a debt-free lifestyle. With that being said, I want to share with you that I am going to start posting all of these broadcasts on the Wealth Warrior Group channel. I'm going to start posting those up. I got a question. What are economists saying? Economists are saying that if you don't claim it, you don't get it. They say that too many Americans are allowing money to go down the drain. That's you and I. We're letting our money go. I'll tell you what, is your money better served in your pocket? You bet it is. I want to thank Regina Jones-Jenkins. Regina, you were awesome. I appreciate you tremendously. She jumped in and she said, Brent, I got this. I will be the segment ambassador. I want to thank you for being the segment ambassador today. With that being said, I got some love showing out. Thank you. I want to encourage you to look at this broadcast again. Take nuggets from it. Again, go up to brentharding.myecon.net, which I call my personal toolbox. See what's up there. Get some more information, some more detail, and go out today and be absolutely extraordinary. I'll see you next week. Bye now.